In an unprecedented move, UPSA authorities have launched a major crackdown on indecent dressing among undergraduate students. The school's task force reportedly removed several students from class and sent them home for violating dress code standards. A video circulating on social media captures students being escorted out for breaching the university's dress code. But what exactly does the university's dress code say? I'll tell you shortly, and I'll be bringing you as well what's happening currently on campus. Now, the dress code requirements for UPSA students, if you didn't know, please pay attention. Hats and head covering says that hats and caps are not appreciated, are not appropriate in UPSA. Head covers or scarves that are required for religious purposes or to uphold cultural tradition are allowed. Slogans or pictures on shirts, profanity and nude or semi-nude pictures printed on shirts are inappropriate attire and prohibited. Political slogans, advertisements for products, and suggestive cartoons or drawings are inappropriate and prohibited in UPSA. Continues to say torn pants or slacks or jeans. While this style of clothing may be fashionable for some people, at UPSA, tears in clothing are unacceptable attire and are inappropriate within the UPSA community. Jeans shall not be form-fitting. Torn, dirty or fried clothing is unacceptable. All seams must be finished. Any clothing that has words, terms, or pictures that may be offensive is unacceptable. Baggy shorts or pants. Now, baggy refers to oversized shirts, shorts or pants, slacks or jeans. It is considered inappropriate at UPSA if underwear shows above baggy pants, trousers. This is therefore prohibited. That means to fist that. That's the local slang for that description. Now, jogging suits and sweatsuits, UPSA dress down attire does not include jogging suits and sweaters. Sweaters are only acceptable during cold and rainy days. Revealing attire. Revealing means exposing the tummy, waistline, chest, breast, and exposure of underwear. Continues to say clothes such as shorts, crop tops, tank tops, and clothes made of see-through materials, laces, or clothes that expose areas of the body usually covered in the workplace are prohibited. Low-cut pants, slacks should be worn with tops long enough not to reveal waistline when hands are raised. Undergarments. Clothing should not be transparent enough to make undergarments conspicuous. Such clothing is considered disruptive and inappropriate. Continues to say body art. Now, tattoos are considered unprofessional, and at no time may a business professional have a visible tattoo. For those who may already have had tattoos on the body before entering UPSA, try not to make this visible by using clothes that can conceal these tattoos. And suits. A suit means nothing other than what the term implies. Sport coats and slacks are not allowed. The suit must be preferably dark, blue, gray, or charcoal, be well tailored, and have no loose threads. Well, I'll take you live on Zoom. My colleague Jacqueline Ansumayebwa is currently on UPSA campus and joins us with more details. Jacqueline, what's it like on the UPSA campus today?
Well, MFA, good afternoon to you and good afternoon to cherished viewers here. I'm currently live at the UPSA campus. Well, it's normal, very normal with students currently. Some of them have closed from lectures. Some of them also headed to the lecture hall. But then, this issue happened earlier today. It was in the morning. We got the news around 11 a.m., 10 a.m. So I got here around 2. So most of them engaging, some of them off camera and also on camera. Some of them witnessed what transpired. But then most of them are of the view they actually agree to whatever rule or whatever thing that is stipulated in the student's handbook when it comes to indecent dressing. That was what I was picking up from most of the students here. But just bear in mind that the students on campus right now are just level 100s. Most of the continuing students are not on campus. So most of the students you saw earlier in the video or the viral video are first-year students. And just as I said, they are well aware of the rules in the student's handbook when it comes to all the dresses, everything. You said everything earlier. They are aware of everything. So they are not really, the feeling is not really indifferent, but what they were particular about was the part where you could see in a video of students being dragged. That is where some of them have issues with. But when it comes to the rules being enforced, most of them are aware of it. So I think we can take a listen to some of the conversations I've had with the students earlier.
Earlier today, there was a video that was circulating of students at UPSA, where in the video, we don't really know the full details, but basically some of the students were asked or sacked from the hall because of inappropriate dressing. Well, currently I'm on the campus to engage a few of the students to find out more what actually transpired and their thoughts about it, what they genuinely think about that. Now, I have one of the students with me. Hello, dear, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. Now, you were at lectures today.
Yes.
Did it happen? Were you part?
Yes, please.
So you were asked to narrate to us what happened.
I actually had my class at 7:30 a.m. So when I got to campus and I realized there were a lot of people outside, I was like, damn, today too. So
Wait, today too is something. Okay, you thought it was something else.
Yes. And I realized that people were standing outside of the LBC block because of improper dressing, and you're supposed to wear shoes and sandals. And
so
actually,
you're currently wearing a sandal.
I have to buy a new one. I have to rush because I was wearing a leather slippers, which I thought was okay, but I was actually sacked at the entrance, so I had to rush back because I had an IA too.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure, there's been conversations on social media where they said these are stuff in your student's handbook. Were you aware of it?
Yes, actually they brought a notice that some of the student dressing aren't good, so we should change it and we shouldn't be wearing those kind of dresses.
But still,
no, for me, I thought the leather slippers was actually okay because I wore it the other day and I wasn't actually sacked. So today I wasn't lucky. I had to rush and go and buy sandals then.
Okay. So what is something that you are taking away from what happened today?
Oh, what I'm taking is that I will not wear slippers again. It's actually going to be sandals throughout.
Okay. All right, sure.
UPSA is professional, so we have to actually be wearing our official way.
Okay. All right, sure. Okay, but you missed the class?
No, I was actually late. I came early. But
you were late and you were also sacked again.
Oh, madam, I had to rush back and go and buy sandals and put it on because I didn't want to miss my IA too.
Oh, okay. But you didn't miss your IA. Did you miss your IA?
No, I didn't miss it.
Okay.
Well, how much problems can a person face in a day? You're late and you have to buy new sandals. But why should a university concern itself with how adults dress at the tertiary level? Joining me this afternoon on the Pulse is Divine Pe. Of course, he is an educationist. Divine, pleasure to have you on the Pulse today. So you've heard some of the things that the university's dress code has just said. I've just been reading it to our viewers. Does any of it come to you as a surprise?
All right, thank you. I'm fine. Good afternoon to your viewers. You've read it, and we can question some of them. Some may define some as extreme, but whether in this age institutions still have to have dress code as it's been debated online, I think for me, I don't see any issue if institutions have a dress code, especially given an institution like UPSA, which is a professional training institutions. Of course, when a student graduates, they are going to enter into a profession, and that profession also has dress code. And if these students are being already trained to begin to appear like the professions that they will be entering, I don't see the challenge in it at all. After all, the universities or schools in general do not exist just for academic purpose, but to ensure that they train their products or their learners professionally, so that when it comes to industry will not be raising eyebrow. So no, look at these people, mostly from this institution, this is how they dress. We have to be cautioning them, issuing memo to them just to ensure that they dress up to the company's standard or the institution's standard. So for me, if this preparation is being given to students at this point, it shouldn't be an issue. We can question the formality in which these students and the sanction is being applied saw the video. In fact, I do not subscribe to how the sanction was being applied. Some of them were being dragged. That shouldn't be the case. But schools, like any organization, they have institutional identity, and in attempt to live by their institutional identity, put some of these dress codes in place. I don't think it is discriminatory at all. And if some of the provisions are there that we think that would be extreme and should be redefined, we can have conversation around those one. But to question the generality of why there should be a dress code for students, even in our workplace, we have dress code. What about the student? If in our workplace, our employers expect that we dress up to a particular standard, after all, we also have the right to work. So if we have that right to work, and students also have a right to education, and then in our workplace, despite our right to work, they expect that we can't bring any dress at all to that place. I don't think it's far-fetched for institutions to have dress code. Which, of course, the student read through.
Okay, proceed.
Which, of course, the student read through some of these provisions in the student handbook before accepting admission. So when you get there, you are now not trying to adhere to the institutional principles, then it raises concern because they have lived by these principles that actually make the institutions that they are, which of course makes it appealing for you to want to join.
Do you advocate that such codes be made very, very public so that a person who decides to want to, further the education in such institutions will know what there is that they are going to be facing? For example, like because of a code like tattoo. If I have a tattoo on my forehead and yet the same code bars me from wearing a cap, I wouldn't know. I may have to be a student before I take the handbook and know this. I'm just looking at the practicality of it. Of course, you're not questioning what an institution wants to do, but the practicality of it. Do you advocate that these are very public knowledge dress codes that people should know before they intend to join the school?
I listened to the interview with the UPSA, Lena. And my understanding is that some of these codes are already, or student handbook already. Yes, I think UPSA issued a presser and they indicated that these handbooks are on their website. My expectation would be that students in attempt to apply to such institution would have also done their groundwork and know what is expected of them. But in general, it's also critical that schools in advertising for admission, they actually raise awareness, or as part of the notice for advertisement, encourage applicants to take a look at their respective policies that they needed to know before the application, so that they do not finally get there and then be feeling ignorance about it. But also going beyond that, it is also critical that we also expect from the student, there are key principles that actually should be underpinning some of these codes and then how they apply. For instance, there is reasonability, so we can question some of these. Are they reasonable? For what reason are they being included in the policy?
Right.
Is it for disciplinary purposes, for safety? Then accommodation. I've seen them make accommodation for religious purposes and cultural purposes. It should be non-discriminatory. Some of the concerns people have is that, at times we tend to apply the rule to favor the boys or the girls, or sorry, male or female. So that should also be taken into consideration. But finally, due process should be taken when applying sanction. I do not subscribe to the way the discipline was being applied in the video where students were being dragged.
Right. Thank you so much, Divine Bear, for your submission on the poll studio on this very matter. Please stay with me. We'll be back shortly.